As more and more people get into the red dot sight game, the demand for more compact options that work with existing holster systems is growing as well. Leupold has come up with an innovative solution with their Deltapoint Micro. By moving the power system to the rear of the gun, they've condensed the optical portion to a minimal footprint on top of the gun. This accomplishes a few things that really make it a great option for those looking to upgrade their iron sights to a red dot. First, by removing the bulky electronics under the sight, they've lowered the profile, reducing the amount of parallax because the optic is closer to the alignment of the bore. This also makes it much more instinctive to quickly locate the red dot on the draw. The low profile is more closely aligned with natural point of aim as it mimics the profile of your standard iron sights. There are even subdued co-witnessing dots in the rear to align with your front sight. These act as a backup if the battery dies and also help to verify your point of aim by matching what the red dot sees. The second thing that makes it a great option is that there are no permanent modifications that need to be made to the gun. For many larger red dots, the slide needs to be milled to mount the dot. The Deltapoint Micro comes with model-specific form for either Glock or Smith & Wesson M&P pistols and mounts in the rear sight channel. Simply use a drift punch to remove the rear sight and slide the mounting plate into the dovetail. I make sure that I clean out any grease, dirt, or oil with a little acetone, then install the dovetail plate and mount the Deltapoint Micro to the plate with the two included screws. The screws already come with thread blocking compound applied so that the recoil of the gun won't loosen them. Lastly, I use a depth gauge to ensure that the sight is centered on the frame of the gun. Once the screws are locked down, you can use the dots on the rear with the front sight to align your dot by adjusting the windage and elevation screws. I like to use a laser bore sighter for this. This gets you on paper, and a trip to the range will let you fine-tune your point of aim with your point of impact and zero the dot for your preferred distance. Because the shape of a Glock rear slide plate is a bit different than an M&P, the sight itself is a different profile and not just the mounting hardware, so that you need to make sure you are getting the right sight for your gun. Once installed on the gun, all of the electronics are in alignment with the slide, but out of the way so they do not interfere with your grip and they also don't throw off the slide reciprocation. The Deltapoint Micro has 8 brightness settings that are easily accessed from the single button. On the brighter settings, 5 to 8, the red dot will shut off when the gun is inactive and instantly spring back on when it's moved. This motion sensor technology extends the life of the battery during times when the gun may be stored at night. In brightness settings 1 through 4, the 3 MOA Red Dot stays on constantly, but will provide 10,000 hours in low intensity mode, 3,000 hours or around 4 months at medium intensity, and 500 hours at its highest intensity. I find for normal carry that I prefer to keep the dot on level 4, which seems to be perfect for the bright noonday sun as well as not blowing out the screen in pitch blackness. It also doesn't get obscured when I employ a flashlight to identify my target. To change out the CR1632 battery, you don't need to remove the sight from the gun, but just unscrew the rubber-coated aluminum battery cover that houses the control button. I really like the low profile of this sight, and it makes it natural and instinctive to find the dot. With some optics with larger sight windows, it's common at first to lose the dot in the window and then fish around with the gun until the sight appears. With the Deltapoint Micro, there is less real estate and the window is more in alignment with the gun, so you don't have as much training curve learning to quickly acquire the dot. Your already trained natural point of aim sets the dot up on the target with minimal adjustment. All combined, this makes it a great tool for those who are looking for faster target acquisition for their concealed carry pistol. And the small size and the ability to use most standard holsters means that it will be easy to integrate into your daily carry wardrobe without fear of additional printing. The Deltapoint Micro can be zeroed to your preferred distance and has 100 MOA of elevation adjustment and 180 MOA of windage. I suggest zeroing for 7 yards or 21 feet, as that is a very common self-defense engagement distance, and if you shoot farther or closer, your hits will only be slightly higher or lower and still effective for incapacitating an attacker.
So that's actually 2 shots.
The Deltapoint Micro is designed, machined, and assembled in the USA and comes with Leupold's uncompromising lifetime guarantee. but you probably won't ever need to use it because every product that they make is built and tested to exacting standards. Sportsman's Warehouse carries the Deltapoint Pro and a wide range of red dots for your carry handgun. Check them out at the optics counter and let one of our knowledgeable associates help you pick out the perfect sight to get you on the red dot bandwagon.